this cut of meat just looks magnificent. He said, I think I want to take me 2 of the Harvest Farms New York strips with me. I said, okay, yes, sir. I can do that right for you, son. I mean, I had it down pat. Had that bag around my hand, didn't touch anything. So I put it on the way, put in the button, get the wrapped it up real nice for him, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Right.
He looks at it, and he goes, thanks, buddy. And I was like, you're welcome, sir. Why did he just thank me like that?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hollercast. We're here. We're doing it. We're loud. We're proud. Josh.
Absolutely we are.
It's another podcast.
It is.
This guy's cool.
Dude, this guest is an amazing guy. I've known him since my freshman year of high school. We've been friends ever since, and God, we share so many memories together. But before we get into that, please like, share, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, you've got to subscribe. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway. We've partnered up with our sponsor, who we're going to get to in a minute, Big Al's Pack and Ship. We're going to do an amazing giveaway. There's going to be 3 awesome prizes that we're giving away. One of them is a pretty big prize, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, share it far and wide. That's the best way you can help this channel. And let's take a minute to hear a word from our sponsors. And we have to take a second to thank our very first sponsor, Big Al's Pack and Ship. Big Al, we want to thank you so much. We're so grateful for you taking a chance on us, believing in what we're doing, and we really hope that we can work together for many years to come. Big Al's Pack and Ship can handle all of your shipping needs, from just dropping off a package to full service shipping, U-Haul rental, and more. Big Al's ships out DHL, UPS, and FedEx, and offers great service at affordable rates.
Big Al's is located off of Roan Road in downtown Spruce Pine and is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And we want to thank him again. We appreciate you. Get out there and support him. Man, Josh.
Yeah, dude.
I'm super excited about the giveaway. That's going to be super cool, man.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Big Al's the man.
Yeah, and if you haven't, share it to your friends. There's a lot of people that watch that I don't think are subscribed. If you don't have a YouTube account, go create one and subscribe if you would. That would be awesome.
Yes, actually, it shows up in our analytics.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people who watch this are not subscribers.
Yeah.
So yeah, subscribe. Also,
and that doesn't mean you're not paying any money.
Yeah,
you're just clicking the button at the top.
It's totally free. It's totally free. All that does is it adds you as a subscriber to our channel. You get notifications when we go do live streams. You get notifications when we upload videos. Something else I want to plug real quick. We're going to be releasing some merch very soon. We have stuff designed. It's going to be a Teespring store, so everything's going to be made to order. You order anything that you buy, greatly helps the channel. It pays for all kinds of stuff that we are going to be able to do, vlogs, new equipment that we desperately need to.
I'm so excited for it to get warm and go do some vlogs.
Me too, man. Me too.
And one of those is one of the things that this guy wants to talk about too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So yes, we got some awesome big things coming up in the very near future. So our guest tonight, Jamie Vickers.
What's up, dude?
That is me.
Welcome.
With the killer shirt on, dude. Yes. Shout out Pine Bridge Bucks.
That's right. We're talking about vintage spruce pine here, so I figured I would go old school. And interesting story about Pine Bridge Bucks, why they mean so much to me.
Yeah.
Whenever the day that I was born, they had the call from the hospital to my brother because he was at a Pine Bridge Bucks game.
Really?
We let him know, you need to get to the hospital. Your little brother has officially arrived.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So the Pine Bridge Bucks have always held a special place.
What was
that?
it? Did you get that from the guy that was remaking these?
Yes, Josh Robinson with Robinson's Designs.
Yes, I thought that was super cool. We need a shout out to him.
Yes,
man.
Yeah.
exactly. He does great work, and this is super solid.
And he's got jerseys and everything else, right?
Yeah,
like old vintage jerseys.
Now I don't know about that. I know he does the Blue Marlin pool and I can't remember the taxi cab. Was it Pete's Taxi or
something like that?
I know he does those and things, but yeah, he does great work. He's a great guy.
Really cool.
Once again, somebody else we went to school with. This is like a high school reunion.
Yeah.
And there's a Facebook group for the Pine Bridge Bucks too. Do you know that? Like Pine Bridge. Yeah. before they started remodeling in there in the Coliseum for Mayland, I went in there. Probably shouldn't say that, but I went in there.
Chase was breaking in.
Yeah, well, it was open. There was no breaking involved. I just entered. That's all I did. I just walked in there and entered. But I went upstairs to the old press box, and the banner that used to hang below the press box or whatever was still in there, and I nabbed it and took it with me because I knew somebody was just going to throw it away.
Exactly. Yeah, one of the workers in there would be in there, and they'd be like, "Oh, what is this? Oh, we don't need this. Just throw it away." But look, it has brought sentimental value about vintage spruce pine.
And you said you had an old Beam shirt too?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Because
that's incredible.
Everybody in the Mitchell County area.
Forever.
Yeah, everybody in Mitchell County that I have found out has worked at some point for Beams.
Right.
So I worked there from I believe it was 2000 to 2003. I worked there the last day that it was open. So
wow,
it was my first job. I loved it. I loved the people I worked with.
Yeah,
and it was just a great place. And once again, everybody used to come from around because it was in the 70s. It was one of the go-to places in the United States.
Yes, and if people don't know, so Beams was a pretty famous Chinese restaurant that was located here in Spruce Pine. That was at a time when not every Chinese restaurants were not a dime a dozen. They were actually a rarity.
Right.
And they opened this place up. It's just right on the right over the border in Avery County as you're going up towards Mayland and that way. So that was a big part of my childhood too. Yeah.
And sadly, the sign was torn down. I think either late last year or early this year.
Yes,
and that was why I had the shirt made up because I was not going to let it die.
Right, exactly. You have any idea what happened to the sign?
Supposedly they're putting something else up, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
they're going to use that land for something. Which sadly, there's a lot of the Beams family that is no longer with us.
Right.
I know Brenda is still here, but like her daughter Jada sadly passed away, and Brenda's husband Richard Ing, who was the Chinese cook, he passed away, and Essie, she had passed away many years ago.
Yes.
She lived a long life. She was about 93.
She was always in there in that chair and that recliner watching her TV.
That's right. And let me tell you, she had this little, I always joked around and called it a little go-go scooter.
Yeah.
So, and it had a horn on it, but she wouldn't blow it because she didn't want you to know he was there. So she'd come back in the kitchen and, oh man, she would read you the riot act if she caught you sitting down. It's like, there is nothing worse than being berated by a 91-year-old woman.
Right. But that was what it kind of was when you went in there. She was always sitting in their recliner. It was like, it was almost in their house. I mean, it was their house,
exactly.
right?
Well, yeah, that's where she lived. She lived in the basement. You know where the buffet was?
Yes.
There was a side door. And at 90 years old, that woman would still go in that little basement.
Really?
And go down there to bed every night.
Wow.
So, that's crazy.
And you wanted to pet the bobcat, didn't you?
Yes.
Always. After hours, just you would look at the sign, you'd had a long day, and you'd like, you know what? I'm going to touch that bobcat.
There's a stuffed bobcat in there.
And all them liquor bottles.
Yes.
That was just amazing.
Did she have like mugs or like beer steins or something in there too? Yeah.
But never sold alcohol.
No.
You couldn't.
No.
You couldn't.
All right. Okay. I want to make this is a Jamieism, as I like to call it, because I'm fairly certain this is true, but I could be totally wrong.
Right.
That in 1923 was originally when Beams was opened.
Wow.
And it was, this is speculation, might not be true, but it was originally as a speakeasy.
Really?
It was originally opened.
You know, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, come on. There was lodging, food.
Exactly.
I mean,
and it was kind of out of town. Nobody was really out that way.
It was off the road. You couldn't really see it from the road all that much.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And upstairs in the kitchen where they would have parties, there was like 3 bedrooms up there. So, like I say, I'm not saying, but I have heard, so.
Oh, wow.
But that's cool, right? At least I think it's cool. I mean, I'm not saying, that a speakeasy would go over very well these days, of course.
I think it was BYOB, though, wasn't it?
It was. Yes, they had their brown bagging license.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can bring your own.
Okay. I think Pizza Hut was that way for a while, too.
I believe you're right.
Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm fairly certain of that.
Brown bag
you could brown bag the pizza.
How awesome is that? It's like, hey, well, especially let's go vintage Spruce Pine here that we're talking.
Right.
Back in the day, whenever you would go in, I would always play Firehouse on the jukebox that was there, or Pearl Jam, and you had your little not Metroid.
Pac-Man? Or
Yes,
what was
yes,
it?
Pac-Man.
and
Yep.
asteroids. It was that in there, and you go up and you felt like it was a delicacy to go to Pizza Hut.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
So-
It totally was. Kids don't even realize
No.
that now. That was like a
No.
whole thing back
It was.
in the day.
Yeah.
Dude, getting your own personal pan pizza. Oh, it was
Exactly.
amazing.
And going in there and play, like I said, playing Pearl Jam, it's like you had Jeremy blocked out because it had an F word in it.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, you know that there's like you could still play that, right? You're not going to deter me because you put a black line.
Right, right, exactly. Goodness gracious, that's crazy.
Can I shoot a question?
Sure.
Quick, I thought this was interesting. Now, obviously, I've not been alive for very many years. Only 16. What was Spruce Pine like whenever I was born, which was mid 2000s?
2006.
Yeah, 2000.
So Beams had already closed down at that point, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
2003.
Yep.
Yep. Spruce Pine, man.
I'll go a little bit farther back than what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But this is part of. I know you guys are going to talk.
The town
remember this
hadn't
from the
burned down
childhood.
yet.
No,
The town hadn't burned down
that
yet.
happened when I was. That happened a couple years later, or a year or so later.
Sadly, this is the big thing that we talk about.
Yeah.
Spruce Pine. But we got to talk about Rambo.
Yeah.
Rambo on the side of the Stamey's building.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That right there is what because you could be going towards Avery County and you would always see Rambo now.
Yeah.
Now, why you pick Rambo? I mean, I know he's an imposing figure and everything,
Right.
but what does Rambo have to do with Spruce Pine?
Who knows? That whole thing up there that they had and that's another one of them. There ain't no telling what they've got as far as movie memorabilia and all that stuff. I would love to go grab
Yeah.
one of them boys and go through all that
Exactly.
stuff. Just to see.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
want nothing. It's just I want to look
See,
at
this is why we've been talking about doing the vlogs and
Yeah.
stuff and like getting out and actually doing something because
Yeah.
there's so much cool stuff like
There
that. to go
is.
through.
There is.
Exactly.
Do they still have the Blues Brothers at the cruise through?
Yeah, in the window.
it. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got them in the window.
Man,
I've heard.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, and he had the one with where if you took the helmet off, it was the one.
Yeah.
the Darth Vader.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that was
I
like-
forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
it's still in there. I
Oh,
think,
cool.
yeah, in
To
the
answer
cruise-
your question, Noah, what was Spruce Pine like? So we had a video rental store.
Probably had two.
We
Was
did.
Video Stop still there? Then
May have been.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two video rental stores in Spruce Pine. There was Flick Video
I
up here.
also remember the Star Wars statue that you were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I remember that.
Which it was Flick Video, but we all refer to it as Stamey's.
Right, Stamey's. Yes.
Anywhere out of Spruce
And
Pine,
then-
it would be Flick Video.
Funny story. You know how? So my mom and dad had the Pine Bridge Inn. For the
Oh,
longest
I
time.
remember that. Oh,
So-
were they the ones that had the restaurant in it?
Yes,
That delivered?
yes, meeting place. Yes,
Oh, I remember
They had
that.
the restaurant in it. And funny story. See, back in the day, before you had all the on demand on TV at
Yeah.
hotels or whatever, hotels used to have video rental. You could go
right.
downstairs and video. Well, mom and dad, before they got the on demand and the whole system or whatever, had the video store down there in where the restaurant is going
Okay,
in
yeah.
now
Uh-huh.
down there.
Right.
That was down there.
I did not know that.
He sold all those movies to
Yep.
Luther, and that's what Luther used to start the first Flick Video.
That's awesome.
Wow. That is awesome.
crazy.
That is great.
Now, Video Stop, wasn't that out in the Grassy Creek
Yes.
Shopping Center?
Yes,
That-
Video Stop was in the corner there where the
Yes.
Yeah, it was beside a Subway. Whenever vintage.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to use that word. Y'all
Yeah.
going to get sick of hearing that word. Treasure Island. Okay, you remember Treasure Island?
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island was where Shoe Show is now.
Yes, I do. Oh, my
They
God.
had all
Treasure
them-
Island.
They had gnomes and stuff in there.
That was so long ago. Oh, my gosh.
I don't even remember that.
Because you had
Yeah.
Shoe Show on the right of Food Line, and then you had Food Line, and then you had China
That's right.
Walk.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And then you had Treasure Island. And then you had, I can't remember if it was Subway or Video Stop, but they were side by side because every time you
They
walked
were.
into Video Stop,
Yeah.
it's like you smelled Subway.
Yeah.
And you either got
so
really
true.
hungry or you got sick to your stomach, either one.
And then I remember they moved out, and for a short period of time before they closed down, they were over there where like the H&R Block
Yes.
is now.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Treasure Island was just like a knick-knack store, wasn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah. I think maybe, I don't know this for a fact, but remember it was called Blue Ridge. It's there where the vape store is now on the corner. Blue Ridge something. Variety. Blue Ridge Variety.
Okay.
That's what it's
Yes,
called.
that's right.
That might have had something to do with it. I could be wrong. Once again, But
wasn't there White's Foods there too?
yes, yeah,
White's
where
Foods
Fred's was.
Where Fred's was.
Yeah.
And then Sky City was over there.
Yes.
I remember Sky City well.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my favorite place to go when I was
Exactly.
real little.
Yes.
That's where you went to get the toys. It was like
Yeah.
Walmart before Walmart.
Right,
Well-
and Roses.
Yep, roses.
I actually, it's a funny story. Like, I was curious about the business Sky City. Like, what was it? Because it was kind of a bizarre store, really.
Yeah,
if you really, but I did some digging and some research on them, and apparently it was like the CEO. They kind of went the route of like they followed Sears' business model and invested in all this real estate, and they were actually a real estate holdings company that just happened to have stores in their real estate that they owned.
Really?
Yeah, and then when the stores closed, then they owned the buildings and they just leased the buildings out.
Right.
That's a good business plan.
Yeah, yeah. It really was.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
there was a little bit of everything in there, as I remember.
Yep. And
Sky City.
and then whatever you think of that big strip, like since because I think it was being built whenever we were kids.
Yeah.
Because I remember I don't remember, but my mom always told me that whenever I was little, I'd always talk about the big tractors and everything that was over there. But you had the agricultural department that has probably been there since I don't know 19.
Oh, the USDA.
Yeah, the USDA building.
It was there before everything. It was just that one building. It was the USDA.
Right. They just built around it. Shout out to the government. Always
Yeah,
reliable.
that's
Once
right.
it's there, it ain't going nowhere.
It's like, oh, look, hey, we got whites. Don't be coming over here to the USDA. We could.
Right. I'm excited they're finally doing something with that Food Line building.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, me.
That's where Big Lots is going, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah. But anything that they're going to do right now is going to be a help for Spruce Pine.
Oh,
Sure.
When did that food line disappear?
What that was probably a little bit before Walmart came, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
was it after Walmart came?
It was before Walmart
Yeah,
came
I
out.
think
a lot
so.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How in the world and who in the world scored Walmart for Spruce Pine? Because that could very easily be in Burnsville or somewhere.
That's a good question. How did they score Walmart for Spruce Pine? That's what I would be interested in.
I mean, I don't know if
Exactly.
that's a score necessarily. I don't know. That you can argue that.
You
point,
can,
but whatever.
you
know what I'm
you
saying.
can argue that it kills Main Street and kills mom and pop stores, and you can also argue that, it helps us economically because it brings cheaper goods into the area. It provides jobs. So I see both sides of that argument. I really do.
It provides jobs for the 2 cashiers that are there for the 30 aisles that they have.
Yeah, that's
Oh, my
true. That's true. That's true.
God bless them.
Although I am really digging this store pickup thing that they got going on, and they have shoppers now. Like you can go in and shop
exactly.
for a living.
That's true.
That's probably not a bad gig.
No.
Oh, so you just go in there and shop?
Yeah. Well, like if you work,
you pick
for-
up their groceries for 'em.
Yeah, you go in there with them little buggies that they have. That they get stuff off.
Oh,
whenever you put it
yeah.
in
So like
online.
the fulfillment or
Yeah.
yeah. I got you. That's probably
Yeah.
not a bad gig.
I wouldn't think so.
Exactly. I mean, I remember back in the day, not Tommy Norman. Norman is Norman's Furniture.
Oh,
remember Norman's
yeah,
Furniture?
yeah.
Dude, he was like the originator of that because he would call Ingles whenever I worked there. Billy Norman, that was his name.
Yep, Bill Norman.
He would call Ingles and we would have his stuff ready for him, and he would come pick it up. So he was the OG on the picking up of that. He knew before COVID.
Even
Like,
Ingles is starting that. You can do Ingles store pickup.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's wild.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly. And I love it. Well, I mean, I say I love it. I've never done it.
Right.
I still couldn't.
I don't think
I'm
I've
old
ever
school.
done it. Yeah, I'm
gotta.
old school too.
I've done it ever since it became a thing, and I love it because I order my groceries the night before, and
Right.
then the next morning they're ready, and I just go pick them up whenever I want. They hold them for like 2 days for you if you need them to.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're ready. You just go. I've tried to get my grandparents to do it for forever because they're like, she's like, my grandma, she's like, I can't get around that well, and Walmart, it's hard for me. And I'm like, do the store pick up. Oh my gosh.
But
I
does
know
she still have a
somebody
flip
who's-
phone now?
No, they've got smartphones.
Okay.
They have smartphones. And I'm like, I was like, I'll even order it for you. I did it a couple of
there you
times,
go.
and they substituted things. And she was like, I just want to pick out my own groceries.
Yeah. I get
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Jeez.
Just join us in the future
Yeah.
already.
I do know somebody who's got who within the last several years had a pretty bad car accident and had an injury, and they do it because they can't get around that well.
And that makes perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense. I'm sure that's a big resource for them.
Right.
You know?
And old school Ingles. I mean, the first thing that I think about when I think of Ingles is cigarette smoke.
Yep.
Yes.
You walk in the door, and right there was where everybody went and smoked.
And hearing this, made a barber, I want made a barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Made department telephone, please. Made department.
I made a barber.
And okay, all right. So I gotta tell my Ingles story.
Sure.
Whenever I worked there, I gotta tell them
You
myself.
did work there, yeah.
I
That's
worked
right.
in the meat department for 5 years.
Speaking. Shout out Bob.
Yes, Bob. God
Rest in
his soul.
peace.
Yeah.
Yes. But he was a great guy, Bob Robinson.
Yeah.
He whenever I was working there, they done the Boar's Head introduction.
Yep.
And we had all the big wigs come in. So Bobby Engel Jr. was going to be there, and everybody
Right.
was losing
Right.
their minds.
Right.
You know? So we're getting everything ready. I mean, you know, somebody drops a piece of lint on the floor, somebody's getting there and getting it, and
Right.
everything. So we've got our best on, and we're looking good. And Bobby Jr.'s coming through, and he comes by the meat department, and he goes, "All right, guys, let's get it." And I'm like, "Sweet, all right." So then he goes to the milk, you know, and the dairy and everything.
Right.
So we're like, "Okay, we can breathe now. We're good."
Right.
Then he comes back, and I didn't even notice, and I'm standing there behind the counter, and I go, "Oh, it's Bobby. Hey, hello, sir. How are you today?" "This cut of meat just looks magnificent." He said, "I think I want to take me 2 of the Harvest Farms New York strips with me." And I said, "Okay, yes, sir. I can do that right for you, son." I mean, I had it down pat. Had that bag around my hand, didn't touch anything. So I put it on the way, put in the button, get the wrapped it up real nice for him, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Right.
He looks at it, and he goes, "Thanks, buddy." And I was like, "You're welcome, sir." Why did he just thank me like that? I looked at the scale, and I had put in the price for the regular Ingles meat, which was like on sale for $9.98 for compared to the $22.98 a pound. I was like, the one guy that I had to screw up was Bobby Jr. But hey, even he liked them low prices.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
And he's thinking, you're just giving my stuff away. Oh, my God.
So thankfully, I did have a job there for a couple more years.
I grew up there in the English woods. You know, if I could tell you the amount of time I spent in that old school English store.
Yeah.
At the newsstand right there at the front.
Well, my dad worked in the meat department when I
forgot about that.
When I was really little, he worked in the meat department a long time ago.
I also spent a lot of time in Ingles whenever I lived up near Bandana and that place. Spent a lot of time in there, and I've seen it change a lot.
Oh, my dad still shops at Ingles. I'm pretty sure, like exclusive. He very rarely goes to Walmart. And
I only shop at. I don't very rarely go to Walmart.
Really?
Yeah.
I always shop at Walmart. I don't know. I just, now meats and stuff are better from Ingles. Way better.
Way
from Ingles.
better.
Yeah.
Way better than meat and produce. And
I
stuff.
got to shout out Jake Silvers. I bought a cow. Well, not a whole cow, but I bought some beef from him, and man, it is amazing.
Hell yeah.
It is so good.
It's so good to see people doing that again locally.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
it is. And we have several here
I know.
that are doing that. But yeah, shout out to Jake Silvers and Sinkhole Farms. If you need beef, they are fantastic.
Sinkhole Farm.
And it's cheaper than everybody around.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wound up paying it was right at maybe $6 a pound.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Wow.
steal.
Right.
You get steaks and everything.
Exactly.
And it's amazing.
That's a steal.
And is
Yeah.
that? Did they send it to? Was it Virginia? Is that where they've got the?
No,
market?
it's done locally.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's processed
awesome.
locally. Yeah. So, and it's so good.
good.
So good. I've eaten a ton of it.
Hell
I love
yeah.
it. I love it.
Remember
Love
when
this
the-
good meat?
Going back to the Ingles thing, remember when the Family Dollar was next to
Yes.
Ingles?
Yes, I do.
Yes. They had the little carousel outside.
Yep.
Funny
Yep.
story, me and Daniel Buchanan went in there. We had went to Spencer's and got us in Asheville and got us some of these escaped convict shirts. It looked like we were from and we walked and there was like this 90-year-old woman working in there, and she hated us to begin with anyway. And she called the cops thinking that we got out of jail. She legit called the cops on us. She was
That's
like, "We got
hilarious.
convicts." in here." That's a true story.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Great. Oh,
Wow.
Yes.
Well, Jamie,
Yes, sir. Now that we
So-
have shot the breeze.
I
about
know,
Spruce Pine.
right? Yeah, I like stuff like that. So
Yes.
you are the chief accounting coordinator for Mayland, huh?
That is correct.
Mayland Community College. Man,
Yes.
what a good... We've talked about it a million times. What how lucky and how blessed we are to have a resource.
Yeah,
like
such a
Mayland.
tremendous resource here.
Yeah.
I have been at Mayland Community College for 6 years.
Nice.
It's been a great time. I love the people that I work with. I love the establishment, and just love what we get to do for the community. And that's what I wanted to come on this podcast and really talk about, is because there's a lot of big things that are going on at Mayland that a lot of people don't know about.
There definitely are.
The first thing that I want to talk about is enrollment, because we've got summer classes. We've got open enrollment right now for summer classes. If you're wanting to just get your feet wet and start out, you can take one class here for 3 credits or whatever, just see, and then in the fall we're going to have the big, which you can actually register for fall now also, but we've got everything going on. We got business, we got nursing, you get your general ed if you're wanting to transfer to a 4-year school like App or Western or Mars Hill, which we have great working relationships with all those. And stop by, and anybody in student services can help you. We're here to help you with financial aid. I'm here to take your money. People don't like to see me coming, but I'll do whatever I can to help anybody. If there's ways that we can work out, like if people's got past balances, try to help to get those paid, and so you can go back to school, because in a time that we're living in, hey, what better time now than to better yourself?
Yeah,
it's never too late. It is never too late to go back to school.
Right.
I mean, I know, a good friend of mine, shout out Dean Grindstaff, awesome attorney.
Yes.
Dean, he finished his law degree, later in life, and he's doing amazing. He is a fantastic attorney.
Yeah, I remember when Dean was going to school for that, back whenever I was hanging out with you right after high school, when I was in college going to Mayland. And that's awesome of Dean.
Yeah, that's so cool. That was such a cool thing to follow him.
Yeah.
And I don't know Dean super well. Me and him we're acquaintances for sure, but I remember just watching him go through all that, and then finally he's good Lord, everybody in the world. If you need legal representation, Dean is the man.
The guy.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. We'll get him on the podcast too.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
Yeah, we need to get Dean on here.
So what? And this is just this is my own stupidity and ignorance, but was there not something where they were doing like a 2-year free thing during COVID and stuff like that?
Yes. If you, I can't remember the years now. I want to say if you graduated high school by the spring of 2001 and maybe into the spring of 2002, that you could, if it all depended on your household income too. That was that little fine line that the government always likes to put in everything. So there was a lot of people that got it and came straight from high school and went to college for 2 years and didn't have to pay a dime.
That's awesome.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, it was great. And we had so many funds that were out there that we tried to advertise about. It was called Gear Money, which it was the governor incentive. No, it's I. It was something to do with the government of North Carolina that was trying to give an incentive, giving people money to pay for a class, a con ed class that you could go out and take, and like for nurse aid and stuff like that, to try to just get into something to do during COVID. So we had that. We've got SOAR that you can go talk to. Dora Smith that we graduated with. She's a part of SOAR, and she can help out with that. Other things about con ed right now.
And what's SOAR?
SOAR, it's the student. I'm horrible at acronyms.
No, that's fine. I'm horrible with acronyms.
I'll look
give me the gist of it.
I'll look it up.
They're there to help students with their academic process. Okay. It's not financial aid, but they're there
just kind of general guidance.
Exactly.
And all that kind of guidance. Yeah, I got you.
And then also with our con ed department, right now.
And that's something that don't see. I didn't even really know. I know
con ed stands for continuing education, by the way. I'm using some layman's terms.
And I'm a general contractor. I didn't even know. Tommy, the building inspector here, is teaching continuing ed for contractors, which is something new that we've general contractors in the state of North Carolina have not always had to have continuing education credits, but they implemented that about 3 years ago, and it was really cool to see Tommy doing something like that, and I gather that is like a big thing. Right.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Continuing ed.
The big thing that we're going on right now is that we're working with Caldwell Community College at the Avery campus and doing CDL licensing. So see, that's
cool.
That's not offered around now. It's a very expensive class to take right now. But if you're serious about your CDLs, definitely contact the Avery campus because they can help you out. And there's a lot of ways that you can get help financially. The one people that I like to give a shout out to is called NC Works. WIOA, the Workforce Initiative. You can contact April Jones works there, or Michelle Finland. They're Pam Wilson is who runs it, and they're there to help students who can get financial aid, but they're also there to help you with a little bit more. If you, let's say you're going to go to school, but you got to drop out because I can't afford to get tires on my car. WIOA can help with that. If you don't have the means, or help provide with some gas in your car. It's like, well, I got to drop out of school because I can't afford the gas money. Well, here WIOA can help us. But see, there's all this stuff crazy out here that people don't know,
Yeah.
And they're great people to work with, especially I work very closely with WIOA or NC Works, is you'll see the signs.
Right.
I've seen NC Works and I had no idea what they were.
It's basically what the Employment Security Commission turned into.
Oh,
okay, I got you.
Yay.
Yeah.
So it's like the government initiative to keep employment and vocational.
I looked up SOAR. I found a million different. I have no idea which one it is, so I'm not even gonna. I couldn't find anything on Mayland's website. Just did a quick glance that told me what SOAR stood for. But
if you would like to have some more information about SOAR, be sure to contact Doris Smith at Mayland Community College.
Go to mayland.edu.
Yes, exactly.
So what else? What else is some of the things that? Because I know there's things. Every time I go up there, and I'm a part, and I do some work for Mayland from time to time. So every time I'm around, I find out about something. What's one of the things? You have one in particular thing that maybe people would be surprised that Mayland does?
Let's see. All right. There's two things that I really, really want to talk about that. Number one is the OnSpock.
Okay.
And what the OnSpock is, it is based over at the Yancey campus. And that is where Lyndall Duvall is over the program. And they teach welding and all kinds of sort of things like that. They have the 3D printer over there that they're teaching how to make parts. We help make parts for BRP. And that's what the students are hands-on that they're learning. And they're the ones that are in there working the
fabrication
stuff. Exactly.
Man, that's really cool.
That's so cool.
And that's over at the Yancey. And I don't know, you would have to contact them at the Yancey campus for more information on this because I'm not on that side of the house. But I know that we used to have a working relationship with Altec, that if you went for 2 years and got your degree in that you were basically guaranteed a job at Altec.
Wow.
So I don't know if that is still in place, but I do know that we have a very close relationship with Altec.
Sure.
So
that only makes sense. Yeah.
And it's right there.
That's
with
awesome.
the Yancey campus, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Altec anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm making sure to say Altec because it's from Alabama.
Altec.
So is that how it's actually pronounced?
That's what I got told by a higher up at Altec. So that's why I've been making sure to say that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Alabama Tech.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Bama Tech.
Yeah, there we go.
Bama Tech.
Hey, we should propose a name change.
We should.
I like Bama Tech.
Rebrand.
Roll Tide.
Rebrand. This late in the game, they rebrand.
Yeah.
Well, Sabelco did.
Exactly.
Uniman did.
Felspar did.
Yeah.
They went from KT Felspar.
Is that all just rebranding, or is that new?
No,
companies
they were new
buying?
companies buying them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
But
starting to say, wow, that's interesting.
yeah, no, they were different companies buying them. Yeah, Sabelco and Uniman are not the same.
So does Mayland have anything as far as or have they ever tried to partner up with like the mining part of that? Was something that came up really early on when we were doing this, when we talked to Alex Glover.
Yeah. That I'm not sure of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think they have, not that I'm aware of, being involved in Sabelco. I do know the schools take trips there every now and again to see the farm.
It was like you were saying that one time, it'd be really cool if, and even Alex was saying, it's not like it's dealing with rocket science. Like you teach a course in some basic chemistry, and most people could probably at least find their way in that job.
Basic chemistry, basic mechanical, not even engineering, just basic mechanics.
Right.
Machinery maintenance, stuff like that. Yeah.
God,
welding.
cool. Yeah.
Equipment operation. Stuff like that. People, your CDLs.
Right.
That is important because there's several jobs there that require CDLs, haul trucks, and stuff like that. So,
and with what Chase was talking about where I said that now one will lead into the other about the second cool thing that Mayland's got going on. With the OnSpock, I discussed with the lady who is the accountant for the Mayland Foundation, and they are actually in the process of hopefully in a year they're going to be making a prototype at the OnSpock of the Mars rover. And we are working at the Earth to Sky Park, which is located at the old landfill up there where the planetarium is. And that is obviously Mayland associated too. And there is working on a children's growth center is what they're working on. And they're going to have the Mars rover up there to where the students can come in and practice, running the Mars rover and everything.
That's super cool.
There's a lot of things going on up at that Earth to Sky Park.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. So if people don't know, the Earth to Sky Park's up at the old Mitchell Yancey dump, which is off of Highway 80 north.
Yep.
So you're talking up near Bandana and all that kind of. But if you've not been up there, we've mentioned it 1,000 times, and we still need to go, which we are. But tell us, there's two different things there. So there's the planetarium, right?
Yes.
And then
the Earth to Sky Park. They are two different entities.
Two different. Okay, all right.
Now, what the Earth to Sky Park is we are only one of 3 places in the northern hemisphere that are certified bare dark skies, and that's where we are so clear up there that there's no artificial light that is blinding the sky, that we have this huge telescope that you can go up and look through, and you can see all the different formations of the stars and even some planets through it. And it's awesome. I've been up there a couple of times, and if you're wow.
An amateur astronomer.
Thank you. Yes. Words went out of my head. Yeah. You can bring your own telescopes because we have the little pads that you can set them up and everything up there.
That's awesome.
And that was something. That's what we helped them. We did we helped the landscaper do all the sidewalks and the the
and
little handicap ramp.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. It really turned out really cool. But there's a building there. The roof slides off of it, and then the telescope is there. So that's another. And I've never done that.
The one time that I went up there, it was cloudy.
Really?
So I didn't get to look through it, but just to see the thing is awesome.
Right.
And then you have the planetarium, which is below where the Earth to Sky Park is. It's the first thing you see that's more closer to where the dump is. And they have done all this remodeling up there. It's where the energy exchange used to be, technically was what it was called.
Right.
And they've got laser light shows up there now. They if you're a big fan of Pink Floyd, of the Beatles, of Queen, they've had on Friday and Saturday nights, they've had the laser shows, like one at 7 and one at 9. They're $20 a piece. I mean, you can't go to the movies and watch that anymore.
Dude, let's get some mushrooms and go, dude.
You want to?
Mayland Community College does not endorse the use of mushrooms while watching the laser show.
That's exactly right. I mean, psychedelics are a thing now. I'm just saying, they're a thing now.
They are. They've made a big comeback.
Yeah, they have been.
Thanks.
I heard about that. I thought that was so cool.
And
the laser light
I've
show.
not seen the laser show, but I have seen one of the shows at the planetarium where they're projected, and those seats are so comfortable.
Yes,
they're like astronomical.
So you go in. So this is one of those a full-on planetarium. So it's basically a giant geodesic dome, pretty much. And you go in there, they've got the zero gravity chairs, and they've also got theater seating and stuff.
Awesome.
It's dark, and then it plays. It's got the surround sound system and plays. And it at the beginning of every show, the couple times that I've been, at least, I think I've taken the kids up there 3 or 4 times. But they do the current night sky. They'll give you a projection of the current night sky, and it changes per season.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So. And they'll point out where things are, so you kind of get a little amateur, astronomy lesson before you get whatever movie or whatever thing they're actually showing. So it's really neat. It's like an IMAX theater.
Exactly.
Almost.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It essentially is like an IMAX
Right here.
Exactly.
There's nothing to do here, though.
Nothing to do.
No. And if you want to get a showing, because you have to have reservations and everything, go on to Mayland's website and look up the Mayland Community College Foundation, because the foundation is who it runs through, because it is actually a separate entity from the college, where we have Mayland Community College and then we have Mayland Enterprise Corporation. That's what a lot of people don't know, is because, see, we're not using state funds to do a lot of this stuff.
Right, that's private.
A lot of this are funded through donations and grants and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what the Enterprise Corporation has been formed for.
Right.
Is so, we can keep it separate.
Yeah, I've heard that a million times, people talking trash. About,
Right.
Oh, you're using money. It's like, I don't think that's the case,
Right,
pal.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of that money, we'll go to another thing that Mayland is involved in. Is speaking of Pine Bridge, the Three Peaks Enrichment Center is what it is going to be called now. But I mean, in my heart, it'll always be Pine Bridge.
It's
Right.
still
Of course.
Pine Bridge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Blue Ridge Boutique Hotel. If you've not been to the Blue Ridge Boutique Hotel, it is just gorgeous inside of there. And look it up on the internet. The pictures of the rooms can't do it justice.
It really is nice. They did a hell of a job in there.
Yes.
And I grew up in that building. Quite literally grew
Right.
up. Me and Mom and Dad lived in the down there
was
next
the
to the front
apartment,
desk in
wasn't
the
it?
apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that was, I don't know, probably 6-7 years, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing to go in there. It was like a blast from the past when I went in there to take a look at it. We helped with a few things on the initial remodeling of it, but it was I was talking to Zan's sister.
Yes.
She's doing some of the work down there. So are they almost done with the third floor?
Let me see. I believe they are. Yes, I think they're all
pretty much
open
done.
now.
And then now they're doing the restaurant downstairs,
Correct.
like the kitchen. They not quite got the restaurant figured out yet, but going ahead and doing the kitchen and all that
The
stuff.
last thing that I heard about the restaurant was, speaking of the Blue Ridge Boutique, before I get into that,
okay.
we've got the 2 floors that are ready to go. I think there is 36 rooms.
I think it's 32 rooms.
32,
I think.
yeah. And each one of the rooms is based of something around Spruce Pine. Well, not Spruce Pine, let's say the Tri-County areas.
Right.
Because you've got like the Penland School of Arts room, I think. I know you've got the Earth to Sky Park room. You've got Grandfather Mountain room. You've got the Linville Falls room. And they have got these beautiful pictures that are outside of it. That inside they have this huge picture of it also that's in the room that just brings the room together.
Yeah, that's really cool. I was a big fan of that when I saw that.
Yeah,
that's
That's pretty fun.
And I want to say, I think rooms are like running about $129 a night. I mean, I know, but we live in
That's not
Spruce Pine,
bad.
and you're not going to go get a room at the Blue Ridge Boutique Hotel for $130 a night,
Right.
and be like, oh, I just want to stay there. But you know, if you have family coming in from out of town, I mean, it is a nice upscale hotel, and
For
that
$130 a night,
Yeah.
too. That's cheap.
right?
It is.
And what Chase was talking about with the restaurant, we're hoping. I know that they were supposed to be pouring the concrete, I think about a week or so ago, for that big pad out there. But Dr. John Boyd is the president of Mayland Community
Shout
College.
out Dr. Boyd.
Yes, a great president to work for. He was telling me the other day that what they're wanting to do with the restaurant is they're wanting it to be an upper scale restaurant. You know, not just your regular burgers, fries, stuff like that. You know, have a little bit upper scale where you can go in. There's going to be a bar. There's going to be fire pits outside that you can go out with the nice weather, just sit and have you a drink. You know, just have a good time and just sit around and enjoy.
That's awesome.
Top
That's
vintage
Super
Spruce
cool.
Pine.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So going back to that Three Peaks Enrichment Center, so I've been telling people, if you've not been in the cosmetology portion, which is already complete,
Correct.
it is kind of mind-blowing,
Yes.
to be honest with you. That is a very, very, very nice, very modern, very useful space to teach cosmetology in.
Let's make us a couple of appointments to go get mani-pedis.
Let's do.
And document it.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments if we should do that. Let's go get manicures and
I will
pedicures.
absolutely document
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll do a vlog where Chase and I go get mani-pedis, and we'll shout out Mayland and do that. That would be
Yes.
awesome.
And we've got great students and the students are doing all the work down there at the cosmetology. Well, they're not building and putting in the stuff. I mean, right? You know, where they're learning, they're doing the manicures, the facials, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
but excuse me, they have. I want to say it's like the microabrasion. I'm not.
Yeah,
You can
microabrasion.
Yeah,
all
you can
them
tell
Brazilian
I don't have it done.
blowouts and abrasions and
Easy on the Brazilian
surgery.
blowouts now.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while.
It was?
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was very intrigued.
Yep. It was. It was.
That's actually a thing, though. Believe it.
It is.
Yeah, Brazilian blowout. Yeah, they blow your hair out with some Brazilian stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
then it's
yeah.
supposed to
See,
be better.
that's not what I was thinking.
No, we're not talking about an Asian spa. Okay?
You were, well,
That's not,
I think he was thinking about Brazilian wax.
Right.
Yeah. Which is totally different. Yeah.
That is not safe for work. Don't Google that at your work. That's all we need. Hey,
I wonder if we could go get a Brazilian wax down there. Ask them if they're doing that.
Yeah, I will bring that up at the next.
More importantly, how do you teach that?
And who's going to volunteer? You're going to volunteer for that?
I'll volunteer. I'll stand over a mirror.
That's an image I didn't need.
We're off the rails tonight. This is great.
That's what you get whenever you get three
love
Mitchell
it.
High School graduates together.
Yeah, that's true. Far too much in common. in
It
this
goes
group.
south real quick.
Yes.
So what is going on? So I know that the Enrichment Center is just kind of the back portion of the old Coliseum. Is that right?
Well, actually,
Explain to me what the deal.
Right.
Here's what I'm confused about. I'm confused about. I know the Y is also going in there.
Correct.
So explain, how is that whole facility being broken up and used?
Okay.
'Cause I'm kind of
I'll explain it to you and make it as clear as mud.
sure. Gotcha.
Okay, well, you got Cosmo in the back, and then up above Cosmo on the second floor, that's where the small business and for entrepreneurs is going to be.
Okay.
Who shout out to Morgan Sedrith, who she is running that. She's doing a great job at it, and that's going to be up there. Then they're going to have this huge space where the ice rink used to be. That's where we're going to have a bunch of festivals and stuff like that. Dr. Boyd's wanted to bring in concerts, have little, festivals in there. The first thing that we're shooting for is in August. That's where the Mineral and Gem Festival is going to be located.
Oh, great.
So
Phenomenal.
Nice.
And so
we're-
they're working on that right now.
Right.
And that's not a part of the YMCA.
No, that is us. That is us. Where the YMCA used to be is kind of where they're going to be in that section.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be bringing in a pool again.
Oh, okay, great.
And they're going to have things like that. Now, that is like 3 years down the road.
Right.
But the Y is they're going to be providing their own money for that. So, see, they have nothing to do with what
that's
we're
all
doing.
funded through the
Right.
Williams YMCA in
Yes.
Avery County, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
I got
Well, let
you.
me ask this. You may not know this, but you said that the Mineral and Gym Festival is going to be in there. Are they still going to do, is that going to be the indoor paid one and they do the outdoor
Yes.
one?
I don't know about, as far as I know, yes. The indoor one that's usually, was it at the Old Roses building, I think? No, Food Line is
Food
where
line.
it
Yeah, it was an old Food Line
Right.
building.
That
See,
one.
no, now last year it was at the Old Roses.
It was.
Yes,
Oh,
it was
you're
last
right.
couple
It
years,
was.
but it was in there before
Right.
that. Yeah.
But yes, that's the one that's going to be
Okay.
at the Three
Okay.
Peaks.
Gotcha. So the indoor
That makes me wonder if perhaps they're got some plans for the Old Roses building.
They may. That would be great.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I've heard all kinds of stuff, so I don't know.
I've heard Tractor Supply.
I have
about
too.
30
Yeah, I heard
I
million.
have too. I don't know if there's any
Hooters.
truth to that or not.
Hooters.
I heard
I like
Hooters.
that.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's what's going in the old Burger King.
Yeah, I heard that on this podcast. Actually, believe it or not.
Do you remember when there was supposed to be a Hooters that where Kermit Pittman opened up the car wash?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Remember somebody put up the sign that was on plywood and it said "Coming soon, Hooters."
That's
It's like people believed it.
hilarious.
Let's believe a plywood sign.
I've said this many times.
God.
One of my favorite things used to be, I don't do it so much anymore, but when people, what are they doing with the old? And I'd be like, I'd make up some random crazy.
insane.
Oh, Margaritaville. That's coming in there. Lone Star Steakhouse.
Dude, they're putting a second White House in there, just to get away from Washington.
Yeah,
It's going to the old
Presidential-
Roses building.
Right.
Yeah, presidential getaway.
Yeah. You know the old burnt down Napa store, or not Napa, the Big A store?
Yeah.
You know what they're putting in there? They're putting in, it's actually going to be a strip club because, they want it to be, in
Oh, right,
town where
right,
they can serve
right.
alcohol and everything.
Oh, really?
But they're only going to have one-legged strippers.
Right.
Yeah. So,
One-legged strippers.
Right. They're going to call it
I hope they don't-
hop-alongs. Now I'm going to be your resident DJ.
I hope they don't discriminate against two-legged strippers.
Well, see, they can get work anywhere. It's the one-legged strippers that they just don't get the work.
Yeah,
that
this
they
is
need.
probably. I heard it was a not-for-profit.
Mayland Community College is not associated with one-legged strippers.
What is this episode? What is going on?
So speaking of one-legged strippers, I heard you did some DJing.
Yeah.
Is that a service you offer along with your DJ experience?
Yeah, yes. Sadly, not at this moment. But if you know anybody,
You're
let
working
me
on
know.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're working on it.
But yes, on the side, whenever I'm not doing things with Mayland Community College, on the side, I DJ. I DJ'd a wedding this past Friday in Marion, and it was a beautiful wedding. It was down there near Lake James. I wish I could remember what the name of the place was, but it's supposed to be open next year, technically, and it's a beautiful venue down there right beside the river. It's off of I can't remember the church. I want to say it's Hobson Creek Baptist Church or something.
Yeah.
It's back in behind there. But it was beautiful down there. But yeah, I'm getting off track.
No, you're fine.
With my DJing, I am shout out to Micahtown Brewing in Nebo, North Carolina, my favorite place to go wet my whistle.
There you go.
For extracurricular activities.
Dude, they got some good beer, man.
Yes, they do.
I'm telling you.
My favorite,
not bad, bro.
No, man, my favorite of all that they have is the Hole-in-One Lime Kolsch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Ooh, that sounds
And
good.
it's coming around in Memorial Day.
That's my kind of thing.
So, but I'm a 6-time Micahtown Brewing Nebo Music Trivia champion.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
You know, if anybody would be, it would be you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I love everything music, and with the DJing, like I said, I do weddings with my nephew. We get together and we'll do your rehearsal. We'll be there at the wedding. I like to obviously run my mouth, and I think I'm fairly good at it.
So how can people find your business? Where can they find you?
Well, I actually, you can find me on Facebook, just me, Jamie Vickers. You can shoot me a message through Facebook Messenger. That's usually, because I don't have anything, because I don't want it to get overwhelming, because, I like to have my free time too, but I also want to help the community.
Yeah.
And with doing the DJing, I am also hosting music trivia this coming Saturday, May the 6th at 670 on Oak / City Drive-In.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when you say 670 on Oak, they don't know what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
just a city driving.
Yeah. And I will also be there. I believe it is June the 16th is the other date that I have for hosting music
awesome.
trivia. So come on out, have a
Sweet.
good time.
Yeah.
Support local business, because Janine and Mike, you could not ask for better people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those
they're
guys to
great,
death.
man.
What's the prizes? What do you get if you win?
The last time that I was there, I believe they gave away a $15 or $20 gift certificate to
Awesome.
$670.
Awesome.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
I
So
like
you
stuff
win,
like that.
have your meal paid for.
There you go.
I don't know why that's such my thing, but it's always on nights like well, they used to have it down there on Thursday nights at Beer Dog.
Yeah,
I think.
right.
And I just can't ever make it and I feel like if I can't make it by 6 o'clock, which I definitely can't do, that I can't play.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love trivia, though. I'm a huge trivia guy.
Yeah.
I need to make it ever just to do it. I need to plan for it. But
Well, next Saturday,
hey, there you go.
stop by
I'll do it.
670,
I'll do
because
it, man.
that's on the weekend.
Exactly.
So you
So what time are you starting?
6 o'clock.
Nice.
Going to
So
run
it's
from
not-
6 to 8.
I can do that on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
sure.
this coming Saturday?
Yes, May the 6th.
I will be at work, unfortunately.
Nuts.
I know.
Dang.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
Yep. It's all good.
I will be at work.
But it's awesome. I love it. I love being out there, and music is my favorite thing ever. Ever since I was in the crib, whenever my brother would come in and he would play AC/DC, and I would hop up in the crib and just bounce up and down. So,
That's awesome.
I've loved music ever since. So it's my favorite.
Yeah, you've always been like a huge music buff as long as I've known you. That's one thing that you and I have in common,
Yes.
is our love for music. And you know way more about like the trivia side of it than I do. So
Right.
that's really cool.
And you, boy, I just got hung up right there.
That's okay.
It happens.
I'm having a problem with that. Everybody always likes to talk about whenever you take a girl out on the date for the first time and you're riding around, it's like, oh, what kind of music do you like? Oh, it's everything. No, you don't. If I put Behemoth on right now, are you going to be happy with that? So I literally listen to everything.
You do.
Because
you
my
literally do.
My first 3 concerts was Sawyer Brown, Neil Diamond,
I love me some Neil Diamond.
and Hatebreed.
I like Hatebreed
there you go.
too.
So you can't get much more
Diverse.
exactly
Musically diverse,
than that.
yes.
Yeah. So
I love me some Neil Diamond.
I do too, man.
I think the first concert I ever went to in my life, like an actual like nationally touring act, was with my parents, and I think it was Kenny G or
Oh,
Michael
that would've
Bolton.
been cool.
That's
One of the two. I
amazing.
can't remember which
Yeah.
one.
What was there singing?
Huh?
Because King G wouldn't have sung. He
Well,
was
I
the first.
saw both of them. I just don't know which one was
okay,
first.
gotcha.
Right.
Yes.
I thought you were getting the two mixed up.
No.
My first concert was the Christmas Jam, the 106.5 Christmas Jam.
Warren Haynes?
Warren Haynes?
No. This is 106.5 The End.
Oh, okay.
They did a Christmas Jam at the in the Charlotte Hornets Training Center.
Oh, that's
and it
cool.
was Orgy, Collective Soul, Lifehouse. Who else was there?
Orgy and Lifehouse are eclectic differences.
Right, dude. It was, Collective Soul was amazing.
Yes. Dude,
they
I've
were
seen-
so good.
I seen them open up for Three Doors Down at Harrah's a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They
Really?
still got it.
They do, man.
Yeah, I mean, they blew
Yeah.
Three Doors Down off the stage.
Oh yeah.
So
I cannot believe that they were opening for 3 Doors.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
It should be the other way
something
around.
about that ain't right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else was there? Butch Walker's band. Who was he with? Oh gosh. Butch Walker was there.
Yeah. And I see it in my head, but
And his band. Yeah, it was great. It was a really cool show.
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to one of those Warren Haynes Christmas jams, though.
Yeah,
me
I'm just
too.
not a big government mule. Like,
No, I love the Allman Brothers.
yeah, I love the Allman Brothers.
Yes.
But Government Mule is really not my cup of tea.
No.
I'll agree. I've seen Government Mule live at Harris Cherokee and Cherokee. Not to be confused with the Harris Cherokee of
Right.
Nashville.
Right.
But
Right.
The main reason that I went was because I am a huge Blackberry Smoke fan.
Oh,
and they
yeah, there you go.
opened for Government Mule.
That's awesome.
And it was great.
I got you.
Everybody talks about it. I need to check them out. I've never listened to
You
them.
never listened to Blackberry Smoke?
No.
I've heard a couple
awesome.
songs. Again, all that stuff is not really in my like wheelhouse of music
Yeah.
taste, but
I need to check them out. I've had a lot of people talk about them, and I have no idea what they're about.
If this is the way that I would like to describe them, is that if the Black Crowes didn't suck. Like the first two Black Crowes albums are amazing.
Yeah,
and
they
then
are.
they run off the
I
wheels.
think there was a lot of heroin involved in that.
There might have Kate
Probably.
Hudson is to
yeah,
blame.
I would
Yeah,
say
that's
so.
true.
Yeah, Kate
That's
Hudson.
true.
Kate Hudson and heroin.
Yes, yeah.
Such a deadly combination.
So if the Robinson brothers had not met Kate Hudson and heroin,
Yeah.
it would have been Blackberry Smoke.
I really did know there was one album they released when we were in high school, and I liked it too. I'm trying to remember.
By Your Side?
Yes,
Yes,
By Your
that
Side.
one was good.
I liked By Your Side, and then Amorica was awesome.
Yeah.
and then the one before
Three
that.
Snakes and a Charm was not too good.
it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I do have an interesting thing though about speaking of music. Have y'all ever seen Stevie Wonder's house?
Stevie Wonder's house.
Yeah, have y'all ever seen it? Neither's he.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I'll be here all week.
He's not. Noah's going to take a quick restroom break.
I might be headed that way too.
He's
soon.
had enough.
Yeah. He's like,
These
I'm
guys
done.
are crazy.
I'm done.
It's
I'm
like we
outta
are
here.
not doing this again. We're not having this guy over.
Who are these bands that they speak of?
Yeah, Noah's over there just like he listens to. I don't know. I could just make up words and they would be band names as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
I have no idea what. But yeah, he just put us on the big camera, the camera form.
I like that shot anyway.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it gets the whole table.
Yeah.
It's good.
Man, it
Me
was so,
slapping the microphone around.
yeah. Hey man,
Yeah.
it's so good to have you in here, man. Because I wanted somebody that could like kind of clarify all there's a lot of stuff going on. And I've been
Exactly.
saying that there's
Right.
a lot of stuff going on, and I think people are confused about how. And I want to have Dr. Boyd on.
Yeah, and that would
Man,
be
Dr.
awesome.
Boyd is such a cool guy.
Yeah, he really
I
is.
would love to have him.
And he knows what I love about him is he's another one of those people that don't wait around for everybody else to try to do the work. Like he
just does it.
He does
Exactly. And something else about Dr. Boyd that probably not a lot of people know is that everybody who is working on this Pine Bridge and the ESP and everything, he tries his best to contract through the local area. Just
Yeah.
like with
Yes.
with you guys.
Yep.
He reached out and y'all have helped out a lot.
Yep.
Whitson's Electric has done a lot of the
Yeah.
electrical. Burleson Plumbing done a lot of the sprinkler system and everything like that. So he tries to use local, and
Yeah,
I'm
awesome.
sure people don't
And I
understand
appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. It helps a lot. And, because there's so many. That is a big project, especially the hotel project was something that a bigger contractor could have probably taken
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he made a point to have it be local
awesome.
people, which was really cool.
Good for him.
And I kind of regret we haven't been able to work as much for Mayland the last couple of years as we have previously, but we still have a great relationship. I run into Dr. Boyd all the time at the grocery store.
Yeah, you'll see him at the grocery store.
I've never met him.
You haven't?
I've never met the man.
Yeah, he's
a nice guy.
For
He
a
really
president of a college, and I mean, I know we're not a huge college, you
Right.
know, but for a president of a college, I see the man almost every morning, and he makes a point to stop by my office and say hello.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
You can't ask for much better than that.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's a go-getter. He's
He
a
is.
go-getter. And I appreciate, I've heard people tell me, he gets around and talks to people too, and really sort of reaches out to people to help with what he's doing. I love that it's like a collaborative sort of matter that he does things, which is really cool. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I am a 110% supporter of Mayland Community College, and
It's a great resource here. It really is.
I went there. That's where I got my degree.
Yep.
It's an amazing school.
And if we don't continue, Mayland needs to stay at the forefront of what we're doing here because it's an unbelievable resource that that most places as small as we are do not have and will never have.
Right.
And we've had for a long time. My mom worked there when she was a big part of the early, years of Mayland Community College. And
back when it was did she work when it was located on Upper Street?
I don't think it was quite that. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Because it opened in 1971, and it was right around where Lance's Jewelry used to be.
No, I don't think it was quite that early,
Mm-hmm.
but it was, she was there through a better part of the 80s.
Okay.
I remember, but I mean, that building up there where it's at now was brand new then. That was brand new.
Yeah, my mom went to nursing school there, and the building was brand new. They had just built it.
Right.
But yeah, my mom and my sister-in-law, they've all got their nursing degrees from there.
And people forget
Maybe
too,
not my sister-in-law.
it's not just a facility here in Spruce Pine.
Exactly.
They've got two different campuses. You got the Yancey campus, which is really nice.
Yes, and they're the ones with all the Anspach and doing all that with the great things. And then let's don't forget about, like you said, the Avery campus, which is doing the CDL. And if they do a lot of Con Ed, the continuing education out there at Avery campus.
Yeah.
So and if you're located
and
in
online too, right?
Yes, we have a lot of things that are online. So and we have various different things that are offered online. Be sure to check out the flyer that's used to get in the mail all the time, but it doesn't come out in the mail anymore. It's on the website about what is all offered, during the spring, the summer, the fall, and all that. But I mean, we have all kinds of different things. Like we have there's a girl that I worked there that she was going to teach it. It was called Hanging with My Gnomies, and it was like trying to to teach you how to make your own gnomes and stuff like
awesome.
that. So you never know what we're going to offer.
Right. That's really
The
cool.
world needs more gnomes.
Yes, it does.
It really does. I need to get a garden gnome to put out in my yard.
God dang, me too.
We need a shredding gnome.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
I always wanted a gnome that was like taking a dump.
I have seen that. The ones that are sitting on actual toilet.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, it took us this long to get to toilet humor.
I know.
I can't believe
Right.
That long.
I'm impressed with us. Me and Josh were talking about how much we have grown up since. Well, we haven't grown up too much. But
No, obviously not. We just acquired some stuff. That's really
Yes.
the only difference.
Yeah, exactly.
but hey, you know what? I love America. I love Spruce Pine. And by goodness, fart joke will still be funny whenever I'm 90 years
Man.
old.
Me too. Brother.
We just
Me too.
you can't
I'm a man.
we can't take ourselves so seriously.
No.
We really can't. You got to loosen up and laugh and enjoy life. Life is precious. It's so short. It's an emergency. It's a long emergency, but it is an emergency nonetheless.
You're right.
And we really need to do this more and extract every morsel of enjoyment out of life that we possibly can.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Because like that, it can be over. And we really, you got to keep that. I know people you get caught up in the rat race of life. You get caught up at going with emotions. You got the kids, you got the school activities, you got ball practice, you got dinner, you got work, you got all this stuff. But man, always make time.
Yeah.
To laugh and enjoy life.
Exactly. And I heard I go to Fort Mountain Baptist Church, and the preacher put it this way the other day, and I had heard it in different variations, but the way that he put it, I really liked it. Is that in the America that we live in, that we grew up in, you know, it is totally different now.
Yeah.
But opinions are like armpits. Everybody has two, and they both stink.
That's the truth.
So we're, you know, just because my opinion is different than your opinion, it doesn't mean that we can't get along.
100%.
Just because
100%.
I don't maybe think the same way that you do, that don't mean that we can't sit and just have a down home good laugh.
That's exactly right. And people need to, you know, one thing that's become really apparent to me doing this podcast is that, you know, when it really boils down to things, especially when you're talking about people that you interact with most of the time, people in your community.
Right.
Man, you want to talk about the whole concept, we got far more in common than we've got different. I mean, that couldn't be any more true in a small town.
Exactly.
Like we're all in this together, literally.
We are,
right here. And if the shit hits the fan,
exactly,
then we're all that we're gonna have.
Yep.
You're right.
You know, a community is important, and it takes it to, you know, we've talked about raising children, creating an environment where you can raise your children in.
Yep.
That takes a community. It takes a community to educate people. It takes a community to you know, to see development and to see progress. It takes all of us pushing together. It's not, you're not just going to have one or a group of influential people that are all going to, you know, that are just going to push it forward. It really takes all of us. And man, is Mayland not a huge part of that?
Yes.
And an invaluable resource. And
yeah, and definitely want to work on enrollment because, you know, we want to stay here for everybody. And that's what, and I do the MCing for the Spring Fling and the fall, or the Student Appreciation Day, and we have all these colleges that come up during that time, so students can talk to them. Like, we have representatives from ASU, from Western, from Marshall, you know, all these people, and I make sure to give them a shout out, say, hey, go talk to these guys, because it's not that we're in competition. They're they're the fingers to our hand. You know, they're the extension. So
well, and that's such a great, you know, having a thing like Mayland where you can go and knock that first 2 years of just basic college education out. That's really the cornerstone.
It is
of everything. How many of our friends have done that?
The majority of people can do that for nothing too, as far as financially, because most people qualify for some form of financial aid.
Exactly.
So most people do. The overwhelming, especially in areas like Mitchell County, the overwhelming majority of people here qualify for Pell. And there's no reason to do it.
Well, even if you don't even have a specific track that you want, or you just unsure about what you want to do or whatever, go in, get in there and knock that general education out. That way, when you do, you know, come back around to where you want to do something, then you just go right into that. I mean, and you can, like I said, do it for free. You know, there's no real excuse not to.
And there is,
and this is here's where I think, I'm sorry, I don't
you're good. No, go right ahead.
But here's where I do think people get, you know, now there's this kind of, and student, you know, loan debt is becoming a huge thing for people or whatever.
Yes.
What they're talking about with student loan debt is people that are going and getting these bullshit degrees that cost them $80,000 a year from higher learning institutions. You're not talking about Mayland Community College. It's not going to saddle you with, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's what I was going to comment on, was that 16 credit hours. Okay, this is included, and I don't exactly know the figure, but I know right at it. Is that, let's say you're taking 16 credit hours. This is going to include all your tuition. This is including all your fees, your parking fees, your insurance fees, and all that activity fees. And we have this program now through Follett, who owns our bookstore. Yeah. It's called the Follett Access Fee. That includes everything that is required, not recommended, but it's everything that is required for your class that is included in those fees. And if you take 16 credit hours, right off the top of my head, it's going to be right at $1,700. And I mean, you compare that to ASU or something. I mean, that's cutting it in half at least.
Well, that's the thing. If you do 2 years at Mayland and then transfer to a university, you spend 2 more years to finish up your bachelor's degree, you're getting a $60,000 degree for half.
Exactly.
For half.
Right.
And now Mayland doesn't offer student loans, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so this Pell only.
Right.
That is such a good thing because so many students would come in there and take out student loans unnecessarily. You do not need to take out $10,000 or $13,000 in student loans a year at Mayland.
Well, it sounds like, and I know this has always been the case, but especially now that you're incentivized to keep people in their class. That's what you want. Yes. You want people to be there. So if you need a payment plan or something
we offer,
like that. Yeah.
Now, at the beginning of it, we do not offer payment plans on old debts.
Gotcha.
But you can come out and you can pay me $100 at a time. You can pay me 50 cents at a time. I don't care. I'll take your money.
Right.
but with the payment plans, we offer them at the beginning of every semester through NailNet is who we use. And you can go online and sign up for that, and it's 3 payments. You pay it once a month, and then it breaks it up easier for the student. Now I know it's still going to be rough if you're having to pay the whole thing,
right?
And you've got $1,700. I mean, that's going to break it up into right at $600 a time, but it's still better than
that's better than what's app now. $7,000 a semester,
I believe so.
It's like 13.5 or 14 a year, I think, and ETSU is roughly the same. I don't know about Mars Hill. It's a college, not a university.
No, it is a university.
Right, it is a university now. Okay,
it didn't used to be, but it is now.
I don't know what their tuition's like, but I mean, man, $1,300 versus $7,000 a semester, dude. There's no comparison.
No.
Why? And why would you do that?
And like what you're talking about for FAFSA, like if you qualify for 16 credit hours, if you qualify for full financial aid, you're getting like $3,600.
Yeah.
So that's going to go $1,700 for your tuition and fees covered, and then you pocket the rest as long as you stay in school.
Yeah.
Now if you withdraw, you're going to have to, and that's where my job sucks. Because if you pull out early and you become what we call R2T4, and what that is return to Title IV, and it's where you basically owe us for your Pell. And that's where people don't like to see me coming. But I want to be on the poster of the I want you to stay in school.
Right.
Don't make my job harder.
Right.
Stay in school, get your degree, and then you've got that money.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think in general, it was even with this way with me with UNCA. They were, they were very helpful to us. Like as long as you just went to them and were honest, and were like, "Hey, here's what I'm facing. Tell me how we can work this out."
Exactly.
They wanted to help you try.
Right.
It's not like they're just like, "Give me my money or get out." You know what I mean? Like
ETSU was not that way.
They weren't.
No, they were not. ETSU, I think they actively tried to ruin your life.
Really.
It was now that was when I was there. It's been a long time ago, and they may be totally different now. But ETSU was pretty difficult to navigate, and I swear it's almost like they actively tried to make things harder for you. I really enjoyed ETSU. I loved it there. I really did. But there was. I
think it helps that UNCA was a part of the University of North Carolina system, so it was all set up under that umbrella.
Right.
But once again, that's a great school.
Yeah, it is.
UNCA and ETSU.
ETSU is a great school. It really is.
Right.
And I know there's it's like the common. I guess it would be a misnomer is that they accept everything. If you got a Pulse, you're getting an ETSU.
Right.
Like, probably, but their retention rate and their graduation rate is actually much much lower. It's pretty strenuous to get through ETSU's programs.
Gotcha.
But they're a good school. They really are.
Right.
And I like that they do in-state tuition for border counties. So if you live in North Carolina and you live in Mitchell, Avery, Yancey, you live in a border county of Tennessee, you get in-state tuition.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think about
I paid in-state tuition while I was there. That's great.
And see, I didn't know that was the way either, because the guy we went to school with that was a little older than us, Bradley Allis.
Yeah.
He went to ETSU, but his dad lived in Tennessee, so he had a actual Tennessee residency, so he could get in-state.
Okay, I got you. I did not know that about the border counties.
Yeah, border counties get in-state tuition.
Wow, it's kind of like Dollar Days at Grandfather Mountain.
It really is.
Speaking of which, that's going on right now, isn't it? Dollar Days? I think it is.
I think it's in April, and then I think it's getting ready to end.
Yeah, I think it may end. Yeah, I think it's just in the month of April. So
it may end in May.
Today was the last.
Yeah.
day. Holy crap! I can't
what is
believe
that?
May is already upon us.
What's
That's insane.
NSYNC song, but it's gonna be May.
Yeah, yeah. That meme is due for tonight.
Yep.
Yes,
we'll
it
make
is.
a return tonight.
It is. It is.
And the May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm a huge fan of the May the 4th.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's my favorite holiday. I like it better than Christmas because it's a Star Wars reference,
Yeah.
man.
Were you ever a Trekkie guy?
No,
I hated Star Trek.
I did.
I'll agree with
could
that.
not get into it. I tried. I gave it an honest
No.
shot. I
What about
really
you?
did.
Star Wars
no.
or Trekkie?
Oh, definitely Star Wars.
Really?
But I am original Star Wars only. Whenever you get the
Right.
prequels and
Yeah.
I've seen the prequels. I
That's
didn't
me
like
too.
them.
I just ain't got no time for it, pal.
yeah. Let's just stick with the originals.
Just give me the OG and
Yeah.
I'm
The
good.
trilogy.
Yes.
The trilogy.
Supposedly, I think Return of the Jedi is coming in theaters for its anniversary here coming up soon.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
Nationwide, yeah.
Special edition. Which one? Which version?
I don't know. They've remade it now. It's just
Is
Let
it the
us
New
know.
Hope? Is it the New Hope with Jabba the Hutt, or is
Right.
it the fat guy that they just throw in there? Wasn't that what it was in the
Yeah.
original? It was just like some big guy, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, we wanted this worm, but we don't have the
Right.
way to do it now. So here, just put the fat guy in there.
Yeah, they did. They did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below if you're a Star Trek or Star Wars fan. Which
boy, we'll start a war.
let's start a war
Yes.
in the comment section. I'm Star
Comment
Wars
war,
all the
guys.
way. Yeah, Star Wars all the way.
Yes, and if it's Star Wars, you're right, and if it's Star Trek, you're
You know
wrong.
what it was? I think you have to
Exactly.
be. I think you have to be more of like a futurist to do the Star Trek thing. Because like what I never liked about Star Trek was it was way more like futuristic.
Yeah.
Star Wars was, but it was kind of like this dystopian sort of
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like sci-fi future, which I kind of liked a lot more.
I love
Yeah.
Family Guy's take on it when they're in their redo of or their remake of A New Hope, and it's like a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, yet somehow in the future.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
You're right. Yeah. Star Wars is more dystopian, and Star Trek is more just like futuristic.
And I always thought I didn't like the whole like episodic nature of Star Trek either, just because it was a TV show.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It was like episodes, and I liked the stories.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Too, you're really comparing apples and oranges there.
You kind of are. It's
Yeah,
not really
right.
the same thing.
It's not.
That's
It's
just
not
like
a fair
what-
comparison.
But what Chase is saying is that I get a lot of flack for this because I love westerns. Okay,
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, those type of westerns are awesome. I would rather have my toenails pulled out than watch Bonanza or Gunsmoke.
Really?
Because they're so boring to me.
Yeah, Western movies
Yeah.
are way
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
Way better. Yeah, I
But
get exactly
yeah,
what you're saying.
so I totally get what you're saying about the episodic.
Westerns and sorry, Dad. I hate Western movies. I hate Western TV shows. I don't know. I have no interest in the Wild West.
Right.
I'm not a cowboy kind of guy.
Didn't
think
play
I-
Red Dead Redemption.
I think
No.
it's better
No.
in literature rather than on TV.
Louis L'Amour was a great writer.
It may be. It may be. I don't like that either. I don't like
Boy,
to
Red
read.
Dead was
Yes.
sick, though,
Oh
man.
yes. Okay. All right.
Sick.
Well, if we're going to go all out, all right. You PS4 guy or Xbox?
I'm a PS4 guy.
We're
I'm a
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Oh, sweet. I'm PlayStation.
This is a PlayStation household.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. We're
Yep.
a PlayStation
My
family.
nephew, he's
Dakota's
an
an
Xbox, and I would
Xbox
love to
guy.
give him hell over it.
They got a
Yeah.
Dakota found an Xbox at the he works out at the safe place, and apparently an Xbox came in. Of course, he nabbed it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got it back.
Me and Dakota have console wars.
Oh, really?
In our DMs.
Yeah.
We go
I
back and
figured you
forth
guys
over and over.
It's like a real thing, huh?
Yeah, it's
It's the
is.
new
It's a
Democrat and Republican.
It is. Yeah. Yep. PlayStation and Xbox.
The thing that I never liked about Xbox is that what we grew up with, regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and all that, the controller.
Yeah.
Man, looking at an Xbox controller gives me carpal tunnel.
I know. That's true. I never understood the whole, I don't know. It's just not as comfortable to me on my hand.
No.
And a PlayStation controller has essentially not changed at all.
Exactly.
Since the
No,
very
they've
beginning,
not.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
They've
I
not.
like that. I like the consistency of it.
Yes.
You know what really done it with me with the Xbox is it was a Microsoft product.
I know.
Initially, it still is, but I mean, as
Right.
soon as it came out and I was like, oh, Microsoft. No, I'm good. I'm good.
I already got one Microsoft that crashes way too much.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. Well, Jamie, thanks so much for doing this, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, this has been so much fun.
Yes, hopefully we'll get together again.
Yeah,
We'll do the live stream sometime. You just come and hang out. That's a little bit more of just shooting the shit and all that.
I love it. Yeah. But yes, and to wrap things up and everything, definitely remember Mayland Community College for your scholastic needs.
Mm-hmm. Where can they find that on the interwebs?
It's at mayland.edu. Okay. Anything that you want to find is at mayland.edu. And if I can help you, my name is Jamie Vickers. I'm the accounting coordinator at Mayland, and my direct line is 766-1220. And if I can get it done for you, by goodness, I know somebody who can.
There you go.
Awesome.
You're right there, right in the front door, right when you come in, too. Jamie's one of the first people you see.
Yep.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. We'll get you back on here and we'll do a live stream and just shoot the breeze.
There we go. Well, thank you guys for having me and letting me,
of course,
get Mayland's name out there. We all appreciate it.
Oh, this was awesome, man. We can talk for hours.
Yes. Yeah,
we could have went on the vintage Spruce farm about another hour.
I know. I
love that.
I brought Josh's trailer. Josh's Treasure Island back up. So.
Yeah.
He had put that in the back of his mind.
I don't even. I think I mildly remember that in the back of my head, but I'm having a hard time remembering.
I completely forgot that store was there. Like that was even a thing. That was gone from my memory.
I do remember Shoe Show being over there on the other side, though. Oh my God, we're gonna start doing it again.
I know, right? Radio Shack was over there.
Yeah, Radio Shack.
Yes. Radio Shack.
I always remembered Radio Shack smelled like electronics.
I loved it.
Right? You walked in there and I was like,
that store. Yes. Oh my God.
It's the smell.
And you walked in there and you had these three giants that worked there. It was like the Nutter brothers and Chad Biggerstaff. They were all 8 foot tall. And then you had Gabe. Gabe was like you could fit him in your pocket, but
that's so true though.
But he knew more about music than anybody that I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Oh man, going through the records in there. Oh my God. All right.
Yep.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching this. Awesome. Well, I've had so much fun doing this. This has been great. Please like the video if you like what we're doing here. Share this far and wide as much as you can. Subscribe. Again, remember, we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to do a giveaway, and it's going to be awesome. If you're a subscriber, you will enter. I will post how to enter into the giveaway. So just so it's all fair and on the up and up, we're going through a third party to do it for us. But it's going to be an amazing giveaway. Again, big shout out to our sponsors. Keep an eye out. We're going to have merch dropping. We've got some websites coming up soon. I know I talked about it last time, but I am still working on compiling all of the resources to go on the Spruce Pine website. So that's going to be sprucepinehub.com. And
shout out to Tony down at the Moon Dust. They were killing it this week.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
we were good there live music. It's getting warm. Everybody's coming out. It was fun.
We were there last night. It was a good time. And
love you, Tony.
Before,
I want to give a shout out on that too because I love Moon Dust myself.
Yeah.
But the people that are with him a lot of the times, I believe it's called Two Talented Hillbillies. I believe they're the ones that do Singo.
Oh, the Singo. Yeah.
They have their own place now that's across from Quartz Corp over there at Ledger.
Awesome.
They have an actual brick and mortar place. So give a shout out to them because they're good people. You can actually go in there. I think they've got it set up that you can do karaoke at any time. But they're very talented people. They do wood burning stuff and they make their own stuff. But they're great guys. So shout out to them. Give them some love.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We love you all. Hope you have an amazing week and we'll see you next time.